You are listening to Aftersight. This recording is intended solely for individuals who are blind or have low vision.
Thank you for joining us for Audiophile Magazine, read by Sarah. And today we're going to start off with some mystery and suspense titles. The Lantern's Dance, Mary Russell, Book 18 by Laurie R. King, read by Amy Scanlon. Amy Scanlon takes over for longtime series narrator Jenny Sterlin to provide an exemplary debut performance of King's 18th Holmes/Russell adventure. Sterlin's distinctive voice and extraordinary characterizations will always echo in our memories, yet fans will welcome Scanlon's unique, engaging approach. Holmes and Russell arrive in the French countryside to visit Holmes's son, Damien Adler. However, the delivery of a steamer trunk and a disturbing home invasion have caused the Adlers to go into hiding. Scanlon is lively and youthful as Russell and coolly impersonal as Holmes. Alternating chapters highlight Holmes's search for Damien's family and the reasons for the break-in, Russell's decoding of an intriguing journal belonging to a young French Indian woman, missing jewels, and stunning family revelations. Scanlon's spot-on narration makes this must-listening, and narrator Amy Scanlon says, "To be a part of a Sherlock Russell world is pure joy. I even managed to travel through Baker Street every day on my way to the studio. Magical." And it's available from Recorded Books, 10.25 hours unabridged. Library edition digital download, ISBN 978-170-504-4650 for $29.99, also available as CD or MP3. The Teacher by Frida McFadden, read by Leslie Howard and Danny Montooth. Leslie Howard's range suits this psychological thriller in which emotions run high. A year ago, Kasem High School was rocked by rumors of a student-teacher affair involving a student named Addie. This year, Eve, a math teacher, is apprehensive about having Addie in her class after her mentor, the accused teacher, resigned due to the rumors. Addie is hiding something, but what exactly happened? Howard's nuanced performance adds emotional depth to cliched aspects of the story. Narrating from the alternating perspectives of Eve and Addie, Howard distinguishes character voices well. The tender tones exchanged between lovers contrast with the deepening of a voice after a horrifying discovery is made. Narrator Danny Montooth has a supporting role, and his dispassionate delivery befits an unsympathetic character. It's available from Hollywood Upstairs Press, 9.5 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download for $13.99. The Ghost Orchid, Alex Delaware, Book 39, by Jonathan Kellerman, read by John Rubenstein. Narrator John Rubenstein returns to take listeners on a ride-along with psychologist Alex Delaware and Police Lieutenant Milo Sturgis as they solve another complicated crime. Rubenstein has perfected the voices of Milo and Alex while skillfully performing secondary characters, male and female, including a precocious male teenager. This 39th edition to the series provides listeners with everything they have come to expect: complicated crime scenes, vivid Los Angeles settings, detailed descriptions of characters and scenes, and insightful dialogues between Alex and Milo, all masterfully delivered. Fans will appreciate the character development of a protagonist and the nuanced changes in their relationship over the series. This latest edition maintains the series' high standards, offering both an intriguing psychologically complex mystery and an engaging listening experience. It's available from Random House Audio, 10 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-2685 for $25, also available as CD. Books on Tape has the library edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-2692 for $95. One of Our Own, by Lucinda Berry, read by A.J. Cook and Tessa Albertson. Narrator A.J. Cook utilizes her considerable acting skills in portraying single mother, divorce lawyer, and suicide hotline volunteer Felicia, whose life was forever changed by her sister's suicide. She is matched in talent by actress Tess Albertson, who portrays Chloe, a teenage rape victim who has called Felicia's helpline. Albertson conveys Chloe's humiliation at the horror of the incident having been recorded and shared at her high school. Cook masterfully portrays Felicia's desperation to save Chloe from suicide and avoid potential retaliatory violence while managing her own memories and secrets. The two narrators beautifully deliver this audio original thriller, which lays out the challenges faced by teenagers and their parents in today's social media-driven world. It's available from Simon & Schuster Audio, 3.75 hours long. It's an audio program. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-179-7160900 for $19.99. No Reserve, Dick Francis, Book 12, by Felix Francis, read by Martin Jarvis. Felix, the son of the much-admired author Dick Francis, has written a horse racing novel worthy of his acclaimed father's series. In this colourful mystery, the distinguished golden-voiced narrator Martin Jarvis gives voice to Theo Jennings, a bloodstock auctioneer in Newmarket who happens to overhear two buyers discussing skullduggery and possible equine murder. Jarvis portrays Theo as a congenial, highly ethical young man who is determined to uncover dodgy actions in the world of buying and selling yearling thoroughbreds. Other characters also benefit from Jarvis's dramatic talent. The Irish dealers and stable lads are all convincingly articulated. This is a suspenseful listening experience, and a horse isn't the only murder victim. It's available from Recorded Books, 10.25 hours long unabridged. Library edition, digital download, ISBN 979-889-178-1351 for $29.99. Also available as CD or MP3. Prima Facie by Susie Miller, read by Jodie Comer. Tony Award-winning actor Jodie Comer performs this adaptation of Miller's one-woman play with empathy and a thoughtfully calculated pace. Barrister Tessa Ensler is a top criminal defense attorney. Comer's delivery of Tessa's earnest belief in the judicial system lulls the listener into a false sense of security as she clocks win after win through her razor-sharp questioning. But when a co-worker attacks Tessa, she suddenly sees things from the victim's side of the bench. Comer performs Tessa's struggle with a mixture of anger, apprehension, and anxiety as she demands her day in court. The stark reality is that the system she believes in so strongly fails to provide her with the justice she seeks. It's available from Macmillan Audio at a length of 9.25 hours unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-125-0332516 for $26.99. Goodbye Girl, Jack Switek, Book 18, by James Gruppando, read by Jonathan Davis. Music piracy meets murder in this fast-paced and thoroughly enjoyable audiobook. The story features criminal defense attorney Jack Switek and focuses on Imani Nichols, a pop superstar who is at odds with her estranged husband. Jonathan Davis delivers a superb performance, giving every character a distinct personality that reveals the depth of author James Gruppando's story. Davis is at his best with Imani, whose apparent innocence is belied by a series of events demonstrating that she's a wily, hard-to-control client involved in far more than meets the eye. Other aspects of Imani's life interject in ways that implicate Jack's wife, an FBI agent. Davis brings each character to life, making this an unforgettable mystery. It's available from Harper Audio, 12 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-006-322-3882 for $27.99. And now let's take a look at some contemporary culture reviews. We Are Home, Becoming American in the 21st Century, An Oral History, by Ray Suarez, read by Ray Suarez. Longtime television and radio broadcaster Ray Suarez's professional voice, ease of delivery, and acute sense of story are a pleasure to listen to. His intimate performance gives the many oral histories and profiles in this audiobook a cumulative power. An empathetic reporter, Suarez has spent years gathering the material for this timely appreciation of immigrants at this fraught moment in the country's relationship with those seeking refuge here. He shares the complex history of immigration legislation and focuses on the challenges beyond the cacophony surrounding the southern border. He recounts a tapestry of experiences ranging from the tragic, an Afghani who worked with the U.S. and struggled to get his family here, to the uplifting, a Vietnamese family who created a national baking company. It's available from Hachette Audio, 11 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-166-862-4692 for $27.99. Burn Book, a tech love story by Kara Swisher, read by Kara Swisher. Journalist Kara Swisher specializes in reporting on the Internet. Here she narrates her memoir with urgency and focus, providing a you are there history of Silicon Valley. With more than a decade of podcasting experience, Swisher has developed a well-honed rapid-fire delivery, an aura of journalistic integrity, and a first-hand knowledge of tech history. Anecdotes abound on such topics as discussing the intricacies of lesbian pregnancy with Jeff Bezos and trying to encourage Mark Zuckerberg to remove his sweat-drenched hoodie during a public interview. There are plenty of reveals about the fake-it-till-you-make-it individuals who built tech culture. More importantly, Swisher serves as the Valley's outlier conscience, fearful of the future and optimistically pessimistic. It's available from Simon & Schuster Audio, 7.75 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-179-7175034 for $23.99. The Age of Grievance by Frank Bruni, read by Frank Bruni. New York Times columnist Frank Bruni narrates his persuasive examination of the outrage that currently dominates American discourse with a tone of authority underlying his overall conversational delivery. Bruni's astute observations have a mix of gravitas and wit that keeps this topic from feeling quite so oppressive. His personal and political beliefs collide when he awakens one morning with a sudden loss of sight and seeks to avoid an unconstructive path to victimhood amid the seductiveness of grudges, complaints, and grievances that surround him. Largely focused on the political right, this work nevertheless finds similarities on the left. The combination will convince listeners that the condition lurks everywhere. Bruni's wide-ranging research includes blame games, the symbology of zombies, and the envy engine of wealth. Sadly, suggestions for change are less abundant. It's available from Simon & Schuster Audio, 9.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-179-7171180 for $25.99. Thundersong, Essays by Sacha Lapointe, read by Sacha Lapointe. Sacha Lapointe, a poet and performer, delivers her edgy essays with a pleasing voice and a sure sense of the significance of her message. She reads in a word-loving style with the tempo of one who appreciates the meaning her words convey. A Coast Salish woman, she was raised on a reservation in the Pacific Northwest, knows the stresses of growing up a native girl, and highlights the horrific number of Indigenous women who have been taken and never found. Her most pointed critiques are for the colonizers who refuse to recognize the importance of native lands and people. Her essays include powerful reflections on her sexuality, which she characterizes as two-spirit, and her identity, which was influenced by her remarkable great-grandmother who fought to preserve their native language. It's available from Dreamscape, 5.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-166-665-6527 for $26.90. HBCU Made, a celebration of the Black College experience, edited by Ayesha Rasco, read by Ayesha Rasco, Honoré Fanone Jeffers, Brandon Gilpin, Nicole Perkins, and others. Historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, are celebrated in this moving inspirational audiobook. A variety of narrators and contributors deliver essays about what brought individual students to HBCUs and how their lives were changed. The result is a seamless listening experience. Contributors consistently point out that the HBCU environment provides a space to be challenged and focus on development without the burden of being other as is the case at predominantly white universities. Among the recurring themes is the embracing of cultural curriculum. For example, one student learned history through Max Roach and John Coltrane, rather than studying only Eurocentric texts. As one contributor notes, the HBCU environment is a place where faculty love you to success. It's available from Hachette Audio, 5.75 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-166-863-7012 for $24.99. And we move on now to science fiction and fantasy titles. The Book of Love by Kelly Link, read by January Lavoie. January Lavoie performs this epic story of 3 teenagers who are brought back from the dead just long enough to compete in a mysterious game to see who gets to continue to live. In this debut novel by Pulitzer Prize finalist Kelly Link, characters Laura, Daniel, and Mo find themselves back in Love's End, Massachusetts, 1 year after they died. Their families have no memory of what happened. Lavoie's narration evokes the dreamlike quality of the novel as 2 supernatural entities compete against each other, using the teenagers' lives for their own ends. Lavoie captures whimsy and darkness in equal measure, spinning this fairy tale-like story into an engrossing audiobook. It's available from Random House Audio, 23.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-2586 for $30. Books on Tape has the library edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-2593 for $95. Angoulin by C.E. Taylor, read by Kerr Lordigan. Kerr Lordigan narrates a fascinating science fiction tale in which a world hidden for centuries is forced to confront a conquering force. The hidden realm of Angoulin follows a strict rule of self-imposed isolation until an enemy stirs across the abyss. Darman Tate is a patriot who is struggling with loyalty after discovering a plot to betray Angoulin. Lordigan plays with pacing to interesting effect, speeding up and slowing down at key moments to capture the ear. Flitting from accent to accent, Lordigan makes some of the more colorful characters sound even more eccentric. A tale that blends military tactics with political backstabbing, set against a vivid world of fantastical technology, is made especially vivid by Lordigan's lively narration. It's available from Camcat Publishing, 13.75 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-074-4306828 for $25.95. The Three-Body Problem, The Remembrance of Earth's Past, Book 1, by Cixin Liu, translated by Ken Liu, read by Rosalind Chao. This new production of the Chinese sci-fi epic may be Rosalind Chao's first turn as an audiobook narrator, but you'd never know it. The veteran actor navigates long stretches of speculative physics and descriptions of shocking violence as ably as she voices colloquies among the characters. Listeners who come to the work from the Netflix adaptation will find Chao's warm, familiar tones. She plays astrophysicist Ye Wenji in the series, carrying them into the Chinese milieu of the source story. She narrates with restraint, never overplaying Ye's increasing alienation or nanotechnologist Wang Miao's distress as mysterious phenomena hint at doom to come. Chao's brisk, no-nonsense evocation of the foul-mouthed detective Da Shi as he connects the dots to reveal an alien invasion harks back to gumshoes of yore. It's available from Macmillan Audio, 14 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-125-0370600 for $26.99. Lobster Johnson, The Proteus Club, From the World of Hellboy, by Christopher Golden, read by Marnie Penning, James Konachek, Torian Brackett, Laura C. Harris, Zeke Alton, Rainer Gabriel, and a full cast. A full cast delivers an original drama from the Hellboy universe. Cynthia, an earnest reporter, investigates the disappearances of several New York elites in 1933. She calls upon the mysterious Lobster to help, but he's on his own case involving break-ins at research labs. Marnie Penning shines as the narrator and the character Cynthia, imbuing the noir story with a fun sense of urgency. Cynthia is in the spotlight, with Lobster playing a supportive role. The two wind up entangled in a fast-paced mystery featuring German spies and horrific monsters. Graphic Audio's trademark music and immersive sound effects, and a bevy of talented voice actors, makes for a fantastic supernatural adventure. It's available from Graphic Audio, 5.75 hours long. It's an audio program. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 979-889-0550422 for $19.99. The Second Sight of Zachary Cloudsley, by Sean Lusk, read by Bert Seymour and Claire Corbett. Bert Seymour and Claire Corbett narrate this delightful historical fantasy set in the mid-18th century. Abel, a London watchmaker who creates fabulous automata, has disappeared. His son, Zachary, endowed with second sight, is being raised by his eccentric Aunt Franny. Many years later, Zachary sets off to rescue him from a sultan in Constantinople. Seymour, the primary narrator, establishes a quirky collection of great characters. Especially delightful is his presentation of Aunt Franny, who is a force of nature. Corbett narrates the 3 chapters that give first-person glimpses of Mrs. Morley. Corbett is spot on with her characterization of this resilient, no-nonsense woman who first appears as Zachary's wet nurse. It's available from Dreamscape, 10.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-166-665-1522 for $17.99. And let's finish off with a couple of children and family listening titles. Summer at Squee by Andrea Wang, read by Yu Lee Alice Shen. Yu Lee Alice Shen portrays the tweens and adults who take part in the Boston-based summertime Chinese culture, wellness, and enrichment experience. Sewing enthusiast Fanny Fang is determined to make her last year at overnight camp the most epic one yet. But a cliquey group of newcomers forces Fanny's squad to be split up. The boy she likes keeps flirting with her rival, and hate speech from online trolls threatens the safety of the camp. To build relationships this summer, she will need to learn about Chinese-American experiences different from her own. Shen delivers beautiful pronunciations of Chinese words, taking care to mess up inflections on purpose, like some of the girls with less fluency. She's talented at capturing the enthusiasm and attitudes of tweens. It's available from Listening Library, 6.75 hours unabridged. Recommended for ages 8 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3820544 for $23. Library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3820551 for $56. In and Out the Window by Jane Yolen, read by Cassandra Campbell. Jane Yolen's poems, delivered by Cassandra Campbell, celebrate relatable childhood experiences with nature, school, and sports. Short musical interludes group thematically related works together. Campbell's clear voice matches the mood of the whimsical and wistful lines. The audio is perfect for inspiration in English class or for short car rides to school. It lets listeners hear the cadences of the spoken words and understand that poems sometimes rhyme and sometimes don't. Sadly, the accompanying black and white art is missing from the audio experience, but the works are still thoroughly enjoyable without it. Budding young poets and nostalgic adults will be filled with wonder. It's available from Listening Library, 1.5 hours long unabridged, recommended for ages 8 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3823255 for $8. Library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3823262 for $22. And that is it for me for today. Thank you for joining us for Audiophile Magazine, read by Sarah.
You're listening to Aftersight. Aurora residents and environmental groups say they'll continue to oppose fracking near the Aurora Reservoir, thousands of homes, and 13 schools after regulators approved a plan for more than 150 new well sites at Lowry Ranch last week. Lauren Swain with the Colorado chapter of Physicians for Social Responsibility says while the exact scope of the risks to the reservoir remain a technical question, operators have not demonstrated how their operations will do no harm.
But you do not want to have the use of large amounts of fracking fluid and the handling of large amounts of liquid waste near a resource for 400,000 people's drinking water.
The ranch sits next to a Superfund site containing decades of landfill waste, including 138 million gallons of hazardous toxins. Congressman Jason Crow has asked the EPA to weigh in on the risks to the reservoir and aquifers posed by fracking. Civitas Resources, which has a long track record of environmental violations, has since agreed not to drill wells directly under the landfill. Colorado is in severe violation of national clean air standards, and critics argue new drilling will increase ground-level ozone pollution even if operators use electric equipment. Swain says the plan will also increase health risks for disproportionately impacted communities of color on the north side of the drilling area.
Because there is already another comprehensive area plan that's been approved in November of 2022 for about the same number of wells. So now they'll have 300 wells near them instead of 150.
Wildlife advocates are also concerned about the impact on priority state wildlife action plan species, such as the northern leopard frog, burrowing owl, and swift fox. Oil and gas drilling releases benzene, methane, and other toxic air pollutants. Swain points to studies showing that living near oil and gas operations is associated with increased incidence of asthma attacks, cancer, heart and lung disease, and premature death.
Oil and gas production is responsible for a deadly series of hazardous air pollutants. People should live nowhere near oil and gas production that releases these elements into the air.
This is Eric Galatis for the Colorado News Connection. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Do you work or frequently visit a high-rise office building? It's important to know what to do in case of a fire alarm. Your safety and the safety of others depends on it. First, familiarize yourself with the building's evacuation plan. The plan should be posted in high-traffic areas for easy access. Make sure you and your coworkers practice your floor's escape plan regularly. Remember, fire exits, doorways, halls, and stairways should never be blocked. If you notice any damaged fire safety devices, report it to management immediately. If the fire alarm goes off while you're in your office, remain calm and follow these steps recommended by the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, IEMA. 1. Feel the door with the back of your hand. If it's warm, do not open it. 2. Stay in your office and seal the cracks around the door with towels, clothing, or tape. Cover vents to prevent smoke from entering. 3. Call 911 and provide your precise location to the fire department. 4. Wait near a window and signal for help by waving a piece of clothing or using a flashlight. Even if the door feels cool, exercise caution. Stay low to the ground and open the door slightly to check for smoke or fire on the other side. If it's clear, follow your office's evacuation plan. However, if you encounter smoke or fire, return to your office and follow the previously mentioned steps. Once you have successfully evacuated the building, do not re-enter for any reason until the fire department gives the all-clear signal. Remember, being prepared and knowing what to do in an emergency can save lives. Take the time to understand your building's evacuation plan and practice it regularly. Stay calm, stay safe.
Boulder County businesses, now is the time to upgrade to electric equipment. The Partners for a Clean Environment, or PACE, program provides free sustainability advising, unbiased advice, educational materials, and rebates up to $30,000 for electrification projects. Visit the PACE website at pacepartners.com to learn more and take the first step towards a sustainable future. That's pacepartners.com.